What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Upmarket channel. I look forward to doing this channel. I'm a huge fan of ESO and video games. So anyways, we're gonna jump right into it. This is my first video, so I'm gonna be playing with some settings and stuff like that. So if it's crap, leave it down in the comment that it's crap, and then I'll laugh and change later. Alright, so this is my character here. This is Stamina Nightblade, Wood Elf, because I use the bow. I don't know what it is. I like the bow. I like third-person shooter, first-person shooter. I like shooter games. Anyways, so today I want to be talking about the different combat mechanics in the game and some of the biggest things that I was never told when I first started. So this is more of a beginner's video. If you're a more advanced player, well, watch it anyway because it's my first video and you love me, you don't even know it yet. Anyway, so on my first skill line, which is my dual wield, I'm running surprise attack, resolving vigor, shadowy disguise, which is like the Nightblade must have, quick claw, a quick cloak, blah, blah, blah. That one right there does a lot of AoE damage, and it speeds you up as well, gives you a little bit of a major evasion for 12 seconds. Alright, moving on is ambush. This one right here is also a must, coupled with the disguise. Now in the recent patch and elsewhere it was nerfed. So originally it would stun even players, but now it doesn't, which kind of sucks. But and then on the back, on my ultimate, on this one in particular, I'm using Werewolf Berserker. I do have the Werewolf skill line filled up. Let's see. There you go. Give you an idea of some of the paths and stuff. We're not going to get into that this time. So switching over to the bow. I got Toxic Barrage, which I like poison damage. My damage over time is a good thing. And for new players, just because your stats are lower doesn't mean that adding damage over time won't get the point across. Moving on, Endless Hail, which is another AoE. Endless Hail makes it the range longer, or the radius longer, and the amount of time that it actually hits longer than the previous one. Poison Injection, which is another damage over time, which means when you shoot or hit one of these other guys, they continuously take some sort of damage. Like this one in particular, dealing 2,597 poison damage, an additional 9625 poison damage over 10 seconds. That's your dot or your damage over time. Resolving Vigor. Resolving Vigor is a burst heal, and I like the resolving version because I don't want to heal teammates. I'm not a healer, I'm a DPS, which is damage per second, which I'm not very good at yet. Magnum Shot, which is great. So what I like to do is accompany it with Endless Hail and then Bombard, which not freezes, but stops your opponents and mobilizes your opponents inside of the, where's that, Endless Hail, so that dot damage continues. And then Magnum Shot, when they finally get unstuck and they start running towards you, Magnum Shot shoots them back into the area of effect. So I will show you that here in a second. Now, right behind me, check him out. It's a Frostroll, and I know if you played Skyrim, you know trolls are like the craziest, most powerful things. Yeah, ESO, they're not. So for this one, before I even go into this, let me double tap and say, you need to have something on both bars. You need to be able to switch and change, because there's a lot more there, a lot more handy to have both of them filled up rather than just one. When I first started, I went all the way to level 50 with only my front bar, and then looked and realized that I had a back bar the entire time, and it made life thousands and thousands of times easier. Alright, so for this right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up the hail. Now I always pull it to me. That way when he runs at me, it's going to, you know, hit. Oh, so there goes my food, but we'll get into that here in a minute. I'm not worried about that. So once I let this off, as soon as I hit the button, I'm going to weapon swap, which is going to stop the animation for the attack. So here we go. Boom. Stops the animation. Ambush. Heavy attack. Now what I'm doing is when you attack with a skill and you press the shield button right after, there we go. It cuts the animation. Oh hey, thank you, I guess. Appreciate it. Anyways, it cuts the animation. So it actually gives you more damage per second because you don't have to wait for the full of your attack. Now let's see, let's go find something. And I use it to run around too. See how it speeds you up? Okay, I hit something. Okay, skeever. So I'm gonna set that down. I'm gonna hit him with the bombard and he's immobilized, he's stuck. He's probably gonna die. No? Oh, yep. There we go. And this here's the skeever, so bombard. Boom! I love that. Also, the bombard is a area of effect. So even if you're not really aiming at anything, it'll hit 3 or 4 times. Alright, so I'm gonna switch. Change it up. It makes a big difference. You want to stay moving, especially with the trolls, because that right there, it does hurt when they hit. And boop. And I'll just sit here until that takes care of. Anyway, so basics. Okay, so your basic things, you want both back bar and the front bar added together. You don't want to leave one empty because it changes what you can do. Okay, now I use a lot of the bow and then I switch to close combat depending on the enemy. Like the trolls I normally do just because it's easier and the bow stuff doesn't affect them. Some things you attack with monsters isn't going to affect them at all. Like this guy, I'll use bombard and he just comes at me when he should be immobilized. Magnum shot should shoot him back, but it don't. So I'll change that over, cancel that animation. Go here. Oh. Now heavy attacks, that's a good thing to get into. Heavy attacks increase your resources. So if you're starting to run low, what I like to do is I like to plug in, and it's called light attack weaving and heavy attack weaving, which is basically if you take, let's see, here's some skeevers. So if I take and I use a heavy attack, bombard, and then so the heavy attack actually hit, but it didn't change anything. Get back there. So knowing your skills and what they do are the most important. On top of that, you always want a buff skill, which at this moment I don't have, and that's just because I'm playing with different gear sets, trying to get the highest DPS and skills. So I don't have one right now, but like I got vigor, which is the burst heal that we talked about. And I'm now invisible because of the cloak. Hit him in the back. Come out while he's throwing a fit over there. So I like to spin, heavy attack, and then skill, and then, so if I see her, instead of going all the way through. So what you do is you hold it, boom, and that's actually canceling the animation. If there was something in front of me, it would have hit it. Alright, let's go find some more stuff to mess around with. Let's see. Here we go. Here's another troll. So mobility and resource management are your two biggest things. That's why you need a buff and you need a burst heal. Yeah, let me slide over here so he can't see me. He'll come after me in a second. I can disappear again. Shoot him in the face with an arrow, because that's just kind of what I do. You can also cancel animations with dodge roll. This to me costs a lot more stamina to do, so I'm not really a huge fan of it. But okay, so you want your buff. We'll actually watch him go at it. See if he does any. So he's not animation canceling at all. So you can see how fast this troll's life is going down. I mean, he's doing good, you know, props to him. But if he were to cancel the animations with a block or dodge roll, but I like the block better, then the troll would be dead by now. And he is CP level 142. So that does make a monstrous difference. Because you can actually see him going through every single animation instead of just... And if you heard that, it goes, huh! That means that attack went through, even though it didn't show it. So let's see. I wish I had a timer on me. But yeah, so that's really your basics. Animation canceling. You know, you can cancel a regular light or heavy attack with a skill, and then cancel the skill with a sword or with a shield. So you're looking, let's see, so I'll go boom, boom, boom. See how fast it is? And that's hitting him every time. Now I'm gonna change it up, go through. So look at that, boom, boom, boom. Instead of this long animation, it's much easier to cancel. And in PvP, PvE is not as big of a deal, but PvP, everybody cancels their attacks. So if you go up against a guy and you're using your full length attack, unless you're a tank and they're nowhere close, then there's a good chance that you're probably not going to make it. So there's that. Let's see. Knowing your skills, canceling attacks, making sure you have your buffs, which depending on what you are, like I'm a stamina Nightblade, so my biggest thing is the stealth. And if I get into trouble even in PvP, I can disappear, and I will disappear from them too, and then run away to gain resources like this, bigger. Stop them where they're at. And then boom. So okay. So you want to have some sort of heal, because if you don't, even in PvE or player versus environment, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have some serious problems, and the reason for that is that look at my face. Here, look at that. Hey, how you doing? Hey, this has been a boring video. I'm just killing stuff, huh? Yeah. Hey, what you say? What you say? Anyways, but aside from that, that is really your basics, your animation counseling, making sure you know your skills, what they do, and then use them. I'm not going to get into a rotation because you'll get to play with that yourself. Like, I've watched millions of videos saying, well, this is the rotation they use, and I'll watch another and say, no, this is your rotation. Ultimately, the rotation that you use is what is comfortable for you. By rotation, I mean rotation of skills. So like with mine, I normally go bombard there, and then I stand back and hit them with poison arrow, and then shoot them back in the area in PvE. PvP is a little different, because obviously you're not fighting just mindless robots. You're fighting people who are on the other side, fighting back. So let's see. Well, I guess that'll be about it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this ready and post it up there. It's the first video, so still, go ahead and like and subscribe to this Here we go. Haha. Go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Please, let's go ahead. Show some support for me. I'm not going to ask for money. I'm just going to do a bunch of tip videos, tutorial videos, playing around videos, PvP videos. That's just what I want to do. And if you'll support me, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that post notification. That way, when I post a video, you hear it, and I guarantee it'll be 30,000 times better than this one and more enjoyable. Just for the simple fact that I'm gonna play with some animations and stuff. And who couldn't love that face? Look at that face. It's a face only a mother could love. Anyways, y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.